If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another predictions video. Why? Because yesterday I did the Scream predictions and EA have decided that that's not the promo that they are going to do on Friday. It is going to be this. Now, people were speculating what it could be called. We know it's going to be Rule Breakers because it was leaked in the code. I say leaked. Did EA do these things on purpose? So, the obvious start would be Mario Balotelli. I would say that is the card design. I think the outline is right, but the inside isn't. But because we don't know what the card design is, we're going to go for that right now, even though I know that's not what it'll look like. Just consider it a placeholder. I've gone for Damian Suarez. Give him a little position change from a right back to a centre back. The cards on offer here are mainly cards with bad disciplinary records, not necessarily this season or last season, but in time. David Luiz is obviously one of the biggest culprits of getting himself sent off and just committing a load of fouls and just doing some shithousery stuff, really. I mean, he is literally the definition of a rule breaker, if you ask me. Him and Balotelli, they have to be the front runners to be in this promo. Moving up to Barella. Barella is one of the highest yellow-carded players in the Serie A over the last 3 seasons. He's also picked up quite a few red cards. Now plays for Inter, of course. Most of that was at Cagliari. But still, the past is the past and he can't escape it, so he may very well get himself a rule breaker, and with that dynamic image as well, hopefully. Bailey, I don't know about this one too much, but he does get himself the odd red card. I don't know whether it was for this season or last. Well, obviously with this season's only been like 4 games in, whatever, but I think it was last season. It might have been the season before. Either way, in the last 2 years, he has had a couple of reds. Gabarmin tots up the yellows like nobody's business. Han has been sent off when he was in Germany quite a lot. I have moved him to centre-back, though, because I just feel like an 83 rated CDM is not going to be that desirable. So, while breaking the rules, let's change some player positions. Why not, right? Centre-back Gabarmin could actually be quite good. Izzo, and this is littered with Italian league players, this, because I don't know why, they just have a bit of a temper on them. They get yellow-carded, they get red-carded a lot. Maybe it's the referees, actually. It could be, I'm sort of criticising the player and the nationality. Maybe it's the referees. Either way, this doesn't look like a terrible card, maybe a little bit on the slow side. Moving on to, of course, Luis Suarez. However, I've had to put a little bit of a twist on this. Because Luis Suarez has a ones to watch and he's just had an inform, I mean, any rule breaker promo has to have him in it. It just has to. So I've moved him to a left wing position. Now, if he is in it, it'll probably be in the 2nd week. Granit Xhaka, I mean, again, without any real explanation needed, this guy just gets yellow cards and red cards like they're sweets. But with David Luiz as well, maybe one week, one the other. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll just leave one out altogether. And in my opinion, they'll probably end up leaving Xhaka out. But either way, Aguilar gets himself booked on a regular basis and of course gets the odd red card here or there. I think this was like 2 seasons ago. We got like 2 or 3 red cards in 1 season, which the average, or I say the average, the highest average is 2 red cards a season. That's like the tippy top. Anything more than that and you are a bad boy. MILIVOJEVIC gets himself booked again fairly regularly, I suppose, but also he has been known to get the odd red card as well. Nothing compared though to the player that we have coming up next. Now a lot of you won't know who he is, and I didn't, to be honest. It is Paletta. I believe he plays in the 2nd tier of Italian football. I think. 1 season, he had 5 red cards. That is the most I could find going back 5 years. That is a lot of red cards. He has to be in it if the promo is to do with yellows and reds and all the rest of it. Nabil Fekir got himself a few red cards a few seasons ago. Gets the odd yellow card as well. Lashes out now and again randomly. It's one of those players, and I have a whole list of them, and I will have sort of reasons why. Fekir will sort of dance around a few people, get chopped down, and then just straight away just lash out. Moving on to John Joe Shelby, the bad boy of Newcastle? I don't know. Either way, he, again, in his career has been sent off a lot. When he was at Liverpool, he used to get sent off. I believe he had a little bit of a better disciplinary record when he was at Swansea, but still not fantastic. And now he's at Newcastle, he's still John Joe Shelby. PK, believe it or not, that's the best dynamic image I could find. And if they released a card with that image on it, I would be tempted to buy it just because it is cheesy as hell. PK, of course, he gets yellows and reds quite a lot, so and it's a high rated card, and it's just one of those EA things. Moving on to Fernandinho, gets himself an average of 2 red cards a season, which is mad, but he does. He is a centre-back in game right now, so I've moved him back to CDM because that's where he's played the majority of his career. He's only really been playing centre-back because Man City didn't have any centre-backs, so boots him up to 88, and there we go. Sergio Ramos, again, very much like, I wouldn't say on the same level as Luis Suarez, but if you have to give a rule breaker card to someone, Ramos would be in your top 3, I think. So there he is. Again, because he's recently had an inform, though, I've moved him to right back. I don't know how that would go down, but still. Morata of Juventus. Now, the reason I've gone with Morata, he is very, very petty. He will square up to anyone because he just wants an argument. And I've watched footage of him, and I've got all the players in the list now coming up are players that I've been watching a lot through YouTube videos and stuff. Jorginho is another one of those. Almost childish. He just loves to argue. He likes a yellow card as well, but he does love an argument. He will go face to face with anyone, just shouting and screaming, and I don't know. He gets he kicks out a lot as well, but he gets kicked himself, and he'll just shout and argue. And of course, you can't have a rule breaker promo without the man himself, Diego Costa. This guy, of course, will start an argument by himself in a phone box. He is what he is. He will lash out, he'll argue, he'll swing arms around. It's just Costa, you know. Moving on to Casemiro. Didn't realise Casemiro is actually a 2-footed merchant. He will go into challenges, 2-foot and scissors, quite a lot, and he gets away with it quite a lot as well. But he always leaves something on his opponent. He goes in for a challenge, maybe he'll take the ball, but he'll always leave like a little foot in or an elbow or something. Jordi Alba is kind of on the same par as Jorginho, really. Jordi Alba loves afters. He will go in for a challenge, leave a little bit on, or get a little bit left on himself, and then he just loves an argument. He'll always argue, always. Next up is Richarlison. I didn't realise how much of a, I don't know, just a bad lad, if you will. He will go in for challenges, persistent fouling. I remember one against Southampton. I can't remember who it was, but he literally went and he took his leg off. It was unreal. But he gets a lot of yellows as well. Moving on to Robertson. Now, I know I'm a Liverpool fan and I'm going to say I love it. But, I mean, I know everyone else doesn't love it. But if he played for your club, you'd love it as well. The attitude that Robertson gives players. He stands up to them as if he's 7 foot tall. He just laughs in people's faces. He goes in for challenges. I don't agree with everything he does. But he is, again, a rule breaker, in my opinion. He just stretches it to the limit. Great player, but still deserves, well, not deserves a card, but could be in contention with a card. And, of course, to end things off, we're going to go with our highest-rated player of the promo. We normally get an Mbappe, a Neymar, a Messi, a Ronaldo. I'm going to go with Neymar. And the reason I'm going to go with Neymar is because he's such a diva. He lashes out after he loses the ball. He obviously gets kicked a lot because he's quick and he's as good as he is, right? So he gets past people and people just lash out and think, well, I can't get him, so I'm just going to take him down. And of course they do, and then he gets straight back up again if he's not rolling around on the floor for half an hour, and then he will argue and he'll shout and he'll scream and he'll throw his toys out of the pram. So yeah, they're a bit of a rule breaker. I mean, I know he said he gets kicked a lot himself, but you know what I mean. He's one of those. And there are on and off the field things that we could mention, of course, and I've left out players like Greenwood and Foden and Walker and Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. You know, most of those are Man United players. Anyway, I've left out all those because I just don't see that EA are going to, promote actual violence and that sort of like breaking COVID rules and all the rest of it. I think they'll keep it to football and it'll be yellow and red cards. Maybe. Hopefully we find out more later today. And if we do and I'm completely wrong, guess what? We're doing another video. If you have enjoyed today's video though, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.